then it got announced. I was like, yes. I don't know whether I was happy that, of course, I was happy that it has won, but that
Yeah,
I could sort of sense it that it's going
yeah,
to win.
yeah, yeah.
And that was a huge cheer which sort of ran through my body. Just before they were showing all the other participants, nominees,
Yeah, the nominees.
I
Yeah.
had a feeling that we're going to win it because of whatever the reason. But I told my friends, I think we're going to win it. It is an example for rest of the country to be inspired by, that you do not need to resort to cleverness of language
Mm.
or violence or cheap sex or all that in order to capture the mind and heart of
Yeah.
audience.
All right. So today I have with me an extremely special guest. His show Delhi Crime has just won at the International Emmy Awards, and it's just huge. It's basically created history, and we're all so proud. I'm so happy to have with me Adil Hussain, sir. Adil, sir, welcome. How are you? Congratulations, first of all. Before I say anything, many, many, many congratulations. This is just surreal. This is just historic and whatnot. How have you been all this while?
I'm good. I was in the middle of a shoot in Assam. I do
Yeah.
generally one or two films in three years, and suddenly I got a message that we are nominated, and then it will be telecast on the 23rd evening at around certain time. And I was like, okay, I hope I'll be able to catch it. And
Yeah.
thankfully, I was in my hometown and sitting with two of my childhood friends, as they say, Langotia Yar, and we were watching on this phone, very phone that I'm doing this interview with.
Right.
And the time came, and just before they were showing all the other participants, nominees,
Yeah, the nominees.
I
Yeah.
had a feeling that we're going to win it because of whatever the reason. But I told my friends, I think we're going to win it. Generally I don't say that because I do not have any power to sort of foresee the future. But
Of
in
course.
this case, I felt so sure that I said, I think we are going to win it. I have a feeling. I didn't say I think. I said I have a feeling we're going to win it. And then it got announced. I was like, yes. I don't know whether I was happy that, of course, I was happy that it has won, but that
Yeah.
I could sort of sense it that it's going
Yeah.
to win.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was a huge cheer which sort of ran through my body. And I called the director, Richie, because
Yeah.
he's the one who has to be congratulated 1,000 times, because he
Definitely.
put in 4 years of his life into it, and he gathered the cast and the crew, and you know the entire. Of course, it's always a what do you call that? It's a team effort, but
Yeah.
I have a feeling that without him, this wasn't possible at all, whatsoever way. Nobody else
Yeah.
could have done it but Richie. Yeah.
Mm. But has the feeling sunk in now? Because this is, as I've been saying, it's historic. This is just, you've just created history. Are you able to sort of just take it all in, soak it in कि अच्छा ऐसा हो गया है मेरे साथ, या अभी भी ऐसा लग रहा है कि कैसे, is it really happening?
No, as I said, that I had a feeling, and this feeling hasn't sort of dropped from the sky in
Yeah.
that moment. When we were shooting it, and when I saw it for the first time, and when it was actually uh, selected for Sundance,
Yeah.
because Sundance is a festival that they would never compromise with the quality, ever.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
I trust that festival more than any other festival, most probably. I mean, other festival authorities, if they hear, they will not like me, but I'm biased towards Sundance because they are always, pioneering with
Yeah.
amazing content,
Hmm. Hmm.
and they would not choose Delhi Crime to participate in it unless it was special. What was special for me, I have never spoken to the juries, but what was special for me was that this narrative is on the most gruesome human act which has happened one of the most. There are so many gruesome acts
Sadly, yes.
that happen in India, but it's one of the most heinous crime. And this was narrated with such respect for the victims. It hasn't resort to violence. It hasn't shown violence. It hasn't resort to cheap or clever dialogues or cuss words.
Yeah.
And yet it told the story with so much of integrity that it captured the audiences. So the quality, the artistic quality, and which I believe deeply that an piece of art should not resort to violence in order to capture audiences' mind and heart.
Yes.
You have to find another way, and that's the hardest work. Most of the financiers, producers, writers, I would not blame them because they're not given an even opportunity to do it. Even directors, they are not given an opportunity to do it in India for some reason or the other, apart from very, very few. So it is an example for rest of the country to be inspired by, that you do not need to resort to cleverness of language or violence or cheap sex or all that in order to capture the mind and heart of audience.
Would you say that probably that's one of the reasons why you think that the show won?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. There is no other reason. It is basically the artistic reason. There cannot be any other reason, according to my perspective.
Yeah. But I think the way the story was handled very delicately, and everything was just sort of put out in a very sensitive manner, in a manner that it should have been ideally. And matlab wo entertainment, I wouldn't call it. The way it was just, the way it just came out, I think that just connected with people. The performances were brilliant. Everything, I think, as far as when I watched the show, I loved it for all of these reasons. So I think what you're mentioning, in addition to that, at least for me, I think I would like to believe, I mean, I have no one to believe, but I think I would like to believe that, these are, I think, a few reasons also that might have played an important role in, making the show what it is. And then, of course, making it win at the Emmys. I want to know from you, do you think that this historic win could also help you and help basically all the Indian content which has been coming out, especially right now in the pandemic, so much content out on the OTT platforms. Do you think that this is going to perhaps help open doors for Indian content, internationally?
I guess so. It has already opened up. I mean, with Sacred Games going out and being nominated, and I hear Scam by Hansal Mehta is brilliantly done. I haven't seen it yet. I'm dying to see it as soon as possible. And then Patal Lok was very well done as well. There are other series, I'm sure. Few of them, I'm sure, are very well done. What I would say that this should be also a lesson of how to go about not copying or anything. I'm talking about the artistic principles that one could possibly, be inspired by. As I said before, what you said, that there was this deep empathy for the victims. Without disrespecting them, respecting them at all, without trying to sort of encash or milk that situation at all. So that respect, as a human, fellow human, and as an artistic, practitioner of art, all the cast members, all the writers, and including the one that I keep talking about, Richie Mehta, who had done such monumental work in order to keep that aesthetics, the aesthetics of art. The purpose of art is to create and elevate the human consciousness. That is the purpose of art, not to cash on them and not to feed on the lower nature of humanity, not to cash on the lower depths of humanity. So that is a big lesson, according to me, that people can take away from this particular series, Delhi Crime?
Well, it's always a pleasure talking to you, but this was extremely special. And I know we just connected, when this happened. And, I was so happy. I had to congratulate you. And I had to do this. I had to do an interview with you and just congratulate you. And, sort of just share with our audiences about how extremely happy we are as well and how proud we are. So thank you for connecting. I'm looking forward to a lot of other amazing, brilliant content that we're going to be seeing you in. And I'm really hoping that we get to chat again very soon. Like I said, it's always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much, Adil, sir, and all the very best. And super, super, super congratulations again.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So lovely to talk to you. Always.
Same here, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.